Remember the brand new 1% tax on cash home buyers that Albany announced last week? We just covered it on Monday. So just 4 days later, it's already falling apart. Bloomberg dropped the news yesterday. State lawmakers are now reconsidering pulling the cash buyer tax out of the budget entirely. Just 7 days after Assembly Speaker Carl Heastie confirmed it was coming, the tax was supposed to slap every New York City cash home buyer at $1 million or more with a 1% surcharge. It was supposed to raise $160 million for New York City. It's really a drop in the bucket, but now it's on the chopping block. So here's what happened. The Real Estate Board of New York came out swinging. Their president, James Whalen, said it directly. He said, New Yorkers are already the most heavily taxed residents in the country, and the city's budget issues will not be solved by more taxes. The industry made the case that New York City sales market is already fragile, that another transaction tax would slow deals across all 5 boroughs, and that cash buyers were going to push back hard, and so far it worked. So the lesson, I guess, so far is that pushback does work. When the real estate industry, homeowners, and buyers raised hell about this, lawmakers listened. New York just got reminded that you just can't keep piling new taxes on home buyers and expect the market to keep working. Same week, the pied-à-terre tax details came out showing condos and co-ops getting hammered at 4 to 6.5%. The same week, the cash buyer tax was announced. The same week, the 9.5% property tax hike got dropped that Mamdani mentioned originally. So the pattern's clear. Albany floats tax after tax. Industry and homeowners push back. Bad ideas die. Good policies survive. So we'll see. The final state budget is supposed to drop by the end of May. If the cash buyer tax is officially removed, it's a win for every New York City potential homeowner planning a cash purchase. And a real lesson that when this audience speaks up, Albany listens. So I don't know if you saw, just as an aside, but Bezos had a lot to say about New York City, about this, about that. And what he said, because, I know I'm going to get all the comments that, tax the rich. We need to tax everybody. Tax. We love tax. But like he said himself, I pay billions of dollars in taxes. And he does, right? He makes hundreds of billions. He pays billions in taxes. And he's like, me paying a couple of more billion is just not going to do anything. There's mismanagement. There's misappropriation of these funds. You're funding stupidity, things that don't work, things that don't make sense. So I don't mind paying taxes if it's providing services that provide a better life for my family and I and fellow New Yorkers. But to do it and it just doesn't make sense. Just doesn't make sense.